the B-21 Raider is a long-range strike aircraft, and what that means is it has the range to go anywhere in the world and keep a target at risk. It also is a platform, though, that is low observable, and that means it can enter enemy airspace and not be detected.
The quiet of night at Edwards Air Force Base belies the intense activity that defines the future of American air power. Under the scrutiny of those entrusted with the nation's most advanced defense projects, a new era is taking shape out of sight. A development both highly anticipated and carefully guarded. The B-21 Raider, once confined to rumor and blurred images, has emerged as a tangible manifestation of U.S. resolve in maintaining a technological edge in aerial warfare. Signs of progress are now difficult to ignore. No longer confined to speculative whispers, the B-21 Raider stands as the embodiment of America's new strategic ambitions in the sky. Its development, overseen by Northrop Grumman for the U.S. Air Force, is meant to secure the backbone of the nation's long-range bomber fleet. Designed to replace the venerable B-2 Spirit, the Raider's arrival signals an evolution of concept and capability, one purposely tuned to meet the demands of the 21st century battlespace. While the public's initial curiosity has largely revolved around the rare glimpses of its wedge-shaped silhouette, the story unfolding is more complex than any single image suggests. It is not just the B-21's external similarity to the B-2 that matters, but its deliberate differences, its reduced size, refined lines, and the strategic thinking underlying its design. The official unveiling of this smaller bomber has ignited careful analysis within defense circles across the globe and prompted a re-examination of assumptions about the future of air power, deterrence, and global reach. A new breed of stealth. What makes the Raider different? For over 30 years, the B-2 Spirit has defined the notion of stealth in aerial warfare, its batwing profile and imposing presence sending a clear message wherever it appeared. But threats have evolved. Air defense systems are now far more sophisticated, integrating radar, missiles, and electronic warfare across domains and in real time. This increasingly contested environment called for something beyond incremental improvements, a redesign at the level of philosophy, not mere features. Enter the B-21 Raider. It inherits the flying wing configuration and the fundamental emphasis on stealth of its predecessor, but its execution is distinct. Publicly released images confirm a smaller airframe with a tighter wingspan and a more compact fuselage. Its air inlets sit flush and refined. The underbelly rides lower, and the edges are more carefully shaped to deflect and scatter radar signals even more efficiently than the B-2. Size is among the clearest departures. By reducing its physical footprint, designers have substantially minimized the B-21's radar cross-section, making detection by even the most sensitive enemy sensors more difficult. This is not just a matter of interfering with legacy radars, but a calculated adaptation to emerging threats that leverage advanced tracking algorithms and low-frequency bands. The B-21 leverages its compactness as a shield, allowing it to slip through contested regions with a level of concealment previously reserved for unmanned or much smaller platforms. The strategic value of this design choice is multiplied by advances in materials and systems integration. Reduced dimensions support streamlined maintenance, more agile operational deployment, and enhanced production scalability. The unique requirements of maintaining stealth coatings and specialized alloys become more manageable at this scale. Modular components can be swapped and systems upgraded with less downtime, addressing logistics challenges that have long dogged legacy bombers. Production advances are equally notable. Northrop Grumman's public acknowledgement that approximately 40 B-21 bombers are in production signals a marked departure from the era of limited bespoke aircraft. This commitment to scalable manufacturing bolsters American capacity for both deterrence and rapid response, aligning the Air Force's ability to field a more robust bomber force without the burdens historically associated with complexity and high unit cost. However, this shift introduces new questions. skeptics have questioned whether a reduction in size limits range and payload. Can a smaller bomber dual role as both a conventional and nuclear delivery system on a truly global scale? Or is the Pentagon prioritizing survivability and flexibility over absolute reach and brute force? These questions now shape debates in military and policy circles as the program moves into advanced stages of development. Weapon integration, balancing promise and challenge. Every strategic bomber ultimately proves itself in its capacity to deliver munitions where and when they are needed most. The B-21 Raider faces the same crucible. Its worth will depend on how well it can adapt to evolving mission sets, whether conventional precision strikes, deterrence patrols, or, if required, the heavy responsibility of nuclear delivery. This year, the U.S. Air Force aims to have a second B-21 airframe at Edwards Air Force Base, facilitating a new phase of rigorous testing. Critical among these are the anticipated weapons integration trials, which will transition the B-21 from theoretical capability to operational fact. These tests, exercising the aircraft's bomb bay configurations, avionics controls, and safety interlocks, are essential to validating its design. The B-21 is engineered to support a modular weapons bay capable of being configured for a variety of payloads with shortened turnaround times between missions. This concept, emphasizing flexibility, supports the integration of a range of conventional munitions, from precision-guided bombs to long-range cruise missiles, and is foundational to the aircraft's operational doctrine. Moreover, the program calls for seamless adaptation to future munitions, including potential hypersonic or advanced standoff weapons. Meeting the requirements for both conventional and nuclear missions is a complex engineering challenge. There are trade-offs inherent in any multi-role platform, particularly one targeting advanced stealth characteristics in a smaller frame. The Air Force and Northrop Grumman, however, remain publicly consistent that the B-21 will fulfill both roles without compromise. Testing at Edwards Air Force Base will verify that the aircraft's internal bays and electronic systems can handle this demanding mission flexibility in practice. Weapon integration extends beyond mere carriage. The B-21's digital backbone is designed for mission adaptability, with software able to accept targeting and mission updates in flight, an improvement over legacy bombers dependent on static pre-mission planning. This enables rapid reassignment, dynamic target selection, and optimization for complex, multi-phase operations in hostile, electronically contested airspace. The real test at Edwards will be whether these digital systems can deliver reliability and effectiveness when exposed to the stresses of real-world missions. If these trials conclude successfully, the B-21 will move from a program of promise to one of capability, able to support the U.S. deterrence posture and flexible global response options. Range and reach, rethinking the measure of power. Range is the classic measure of a strategic bomber's worth. Historically, the ability to reach distant targets without dependence on refueling or forward bases has been fundamental to deterrence and global responsiveness. The B-21's noticeably smaller size has raised reasonable questions within defense analysis circles about whether the Air Force is trading unrefueled range for other performance characteristics. In any aircraft, internal fuel storage is a function of size, and the B-21's reduced dimensions suggest less volume for fuel than the B-2. On the surface, this could imply an erosion of maximum range. However, program sources and public statements emphasize that the B-21 leverages advances in aerodynamic shaping, materials science, and propulsion. With more efficient engines, believed to be derivatives of proven military turbofans, and airframe design optimized for low drag, the Raider is expected to achieve operational range requirements for both nuclear and conventional missions. It is also important to place range in operational context. In the current era, the ability to evade detection and survive to mission completion often outweighs theoretical maximum reach. As air defenses extend further and become more sensitive, a bomber's ability to penetrate rather than simply transit becomes paramount. The B-21's size and stealth address this need, ensuring survivability and therefore effectiveness in contested environments. Additionally, the doctrine of force projection is adjusting. The Air Force's move to test and eventually base multiple B-21s at major installations reflects a shift toward distributed operations. A larger fleet of smaller, more easily maintained and concealed aircraft introduces flexibility in deployment and resilience against a first strike scenario targeting known airfields. This approach complicates adversary planning, increasing the penalty for underestimating American reach and introducing greater ambiguity about where strike assets might originate. The planned production of around 40 B-21 bombers signals an intent to field these advantages in meaningful numbers. Whereas earlier fleets were restricted by cost and complexity, the current focus is on both quality and quantity, giving combatant commanders more options, more often. In operational terms, this means range is no longer just a function of fuel capacity, but of deployment options, strategic unpredictability, and resilience through dispersal. Production at scale, from boutique to backbone. A significant challenge of previous stealth bomber programs has been the difficulty of scaling production. The B-2's limited numbers resulted not only from high costs per unit, but also from the complexity involved in manufacturing and maintaining each aircraft. The B-21's approach is deliberately different. Northrop Grumman's assertion that nearly 40 B-21s are in production indicates a step change in the Air Force's ability to equip itself for the future. The B-21's smaller size supports more efficient manufacturing. Factories can output greater numbers of airframes, tooling is less specialized, and standardization increases reliability across the fleet. The design also lends itself to digital engineering techniques, including digital twins that enable ongoing simulation, maintenance forecasting, and rapid prototyping of upgrades before hardware changes are made in the field. This scalability translates to strategic advantage. With more B-21s available, the Air Force can better weather combat attrition, distribute risk through dispersal, and sustain higher operational tempos if required by crisis or conflict. Bases can house greater numbers of bombers without requiring new infrastructure, enabling more efficient use of resources and enhanced survivability in the face of adversary threats to base facilities. From a logistical perspective, a more standardized and modular aircraft simplifies supply chains and streamlines the work of maintenance units, critical for sustaining high mission readiness across a dispersed and active force. These practical benefits reinforce the central aim of the B-21 program to provide a credible, flexible, and sustainable strategic deterrent. Strategic significance: evolving deterrence. Strategic bombers play roles that extend well beyond the delivery of ordnance. They project power, sustain alliances, and provide visible and credible deterrence to adversaries. With the Raider, the United States is not only updating its hardware, but also recalibrating how deterrence works in a more dynamic and contested global environment. The B-21's engineered capability to deliver both nuclear and conventional loads sustains its place as a linchpin of the U.S. nuclear triad. This flexibility is essential to both policy and capability. By preserving a credible airborne nuclear option, the U.S. reassures allies and underwrites international security commitments. In the conventional realm, the B-21 presents a platform that can be tasked on short notice to respond to emerging threats, exploiting stealth and reach to strike high-value or time-sensitive targets in environments where other U.S. assets would be vulnerable. This adaptability has significant strategic implications. Adversaries are forced to account for not just the possibility of a single, hard-to-track bomber, but of squadrons that can emerge with little warning from different axes, supported by the intelligence and command networks of a modern, digital air force. The psychological aspect of deterrence should not be underestimated. The existence of a new, harder-to-detect, and more numerous bomber fleet introduces strategic uncertainty for any actor considering aggression or escalation. This diffusion of risk, where targets are no longer easily located or anticipated, complicates planning and strengthens the hand of U.S. policymakers. The B-21's quieter, smaller profile, together with improved maintainability and scaling, ensures it can be kept operational throughout the full spectrum of potential crises, retaining a credible threat posture without signaling excessive escalation unless required. carefully managed public debuts and selective transparency from the Department of Defense maintain both technical security and strategic messaging, signaling to would-be challengers the seriousness of U.S. investments in preserving air power dominance. A new era in air power. Conclusion. As testing advances at Edwards Air Force Base and each new B-21 Raider airframe moves from assembly to flight trials, the changing shape of American air power becomes more concrete. The shift is not merely technological but conceptual, prioritizing resilience, adaptability, and sustainable superiority over the singular advantages of headline performance metrics. By focusing on a smaller, more numerous, and more survivable platform, the B-21 program marks an inflection point in strategic aviation. Its secret, in many respects, lies in the deliberate move away from singular large-scale dominance toward distributed strength, enabling the United States to complicate adversary planning, enhance its global reach by a combination of design, doctrine, and numbers, and maintain the technical edge essential for credible deterrence. The modularity of the B-21's weapon systems, the digital threads linking its maintenance and logistical support, and its capacity to adapt to future threats highlight the seriousness with which the U.S. Air Force approaches its mission. The planned scale of the fleet, approximately 40 B-21s already in various stages of production, offers tangible evidence of the program's momentum and the renewed commitment to sustaining competitive advantage in the strategic domain. As a new generation of aircrews trains and prepares for the possibilities the B-21 opens, the broader message is unmistakable. Innovation in design and operational thinking can redefine what is possible, even in the most scrutinized realm of military competition. The Raider's emergence stands as both a technical achievement and a recalibrated doctrine for power projection, one that promises to shape the strategic environment for decades to come. The journey from covert development to visible reality is itself part of the story. A platform once cloaked in secrecy is now at the threshold of service, carrying not just the hard edges of its physical form, but the carefully calculated ambitions of American air power in a rapidly changing world. And while not all of its features have been revealed, the B-21's most consequential aspect, its deliberate, strategic use of size, signals a future where adaptability, survivability, and scalable strength are the defining measures of dominance. In the balance of deterrence and capability, the next chapter of U.S. air power is already taking shape above the deserts of California.